Hi, and welcome back to the Bearded Historian. Last we had left off, our viral outbreak had just started spreading in the south of Egypt. What began as an isolated mosquito bite, a freak accident of nature if you like, was now threatening to affect the whole region as the virus took a hold in more and more people at an increasingly rapid speed. Egypt's governor and his staff soon had to acknowledge the acuteness of what the province was facing. Word of the infection was spreading locally like a wildfire, and first rumors of the Walking Dead started arriving in Alexandria. Communication wasn't instant by any means though, and would have suffered considerable delays and dilution before reaching anyone in Rome and the further removed provinces of the empire. This gave the virus a dangerous grace period to spread through naval and land-based commerce long before an active response strategy could have been formulated on an empire-wide level. In Upper Egypt, however, the general populace was in a frenzy to escape what appeared to be certain death, and medical professionals were called in to assess the situation and provide a strategy to deal with the infectious outbreak. Trade hubs, medical centers, and urban settlements would be the first to fall under the onslaught of people looking to rush to safety. All it took was a handful of infected people to rapidly expedite the viral spreading among these large hosts of refugees. No cure or proper quarantine procedures were available to put a halt to the development. In the meantime, the virus would slowly spread to all the major trading ports of the empire as Egypt's merchants went about their business as usual or even tried to escape the rumors they had heard themselves. At that point, the governor in Alexandria had long gotten reliable confirmation on the various rumors. Egypt's dead were walking, and their hunger slowly drove them towards the province capital. In addition to the sick spreading the virus, reports of bite wounds turning the infected even quicker painted a dangerous picture. A swift response was necessary. Thankfully, the governor had considerable resources at his disposal. Between the two legions stationed in Alexandria and the various auxiliary units across the country, Rome's military force in Egypt numbered close to 18,000 soldiers. Though with modern estimates putting Egypt's population at the time anywhere between 4 to 5 million people, the military was facing a potential threat far beyond their ability to contain. And the math didn't look any better on the imperial scale. A total population of 45 to 60 million people had to be kept in check by a military force numbering little over 380,000 trained soldiers. And to make matters worse, the legions and auxiliary cohorts were positioned along the empire's borders to protect against external threats, not to contain an unknown enemy spreading from within. Logistically, it may have very well been possible to reposition the forces swiftly enough. After all, Rome's soldiers were infamous for their discipline, fighting strength, and marching speed. However, the emperor could not simply ignore the threats from beyond the borders, and so troops had to be stretched thinly to both maintain the appearance of an outwards defense while simultaneously mobilizing an inwards response force. It is without doubt that in this process some of Rome's borders would begin to crumble under the onslaught of raiders, feeling the time for easy prey had come upon them. And wherever there was death and chaos, the virus would soon find fertile grounds to spread even quicker. The empire was truly facing a dilemma of unimaginable dimensions. But none of that mattered to Mahu's brother just now. His concerns were of a much more immediate nature. The governor's orders had arrived overnight. Merca's cohort was to disband their fortified camp immediately and march north at the double. Scouts reported a huge horde of zombies on the banks of the Nile making their way slowly to Alexandria. Rome's troops would do what they were known and feared for: meet the enemy head-on in a pitched battle. Join us next time to finally see how Rome's trained and disciplined fighting force would fare against this new threat. And of course, as always, if you like what you saw, please feel free to subscribe and leave a comment on this video.